Perfect. Hope
What an awesome start. And Titouan, if you see me wobbling around, I'm standing on a balance board. That's just how we record these days. So
Really?
don't worry, I'm not falling down anytime soon. Well, maybe I do, but
Okay.
it's gonna be what it is. All right. Welcome to episode number 26 of our podcast Up on Foil. Today, I have to say again, it's take two with Titouan Galea. We met at the boat in Düsseldorf and we actually recorded a podcast already. It didn't work. The audio was terrible. So thanks again, Titouan, for coming on the show. You are traveling the world from New Caledonia, 3 times wingfoil world champion, and now training to become a pilot. Is there anything you need to add or want to add right away?
Thank you for having me, and you present myself, pretty much, perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, actually, you know what? I just read your Instagram and that's actually what it says there. And then I tried to find out which world champion titles you actually got. And it's hard to get these things together. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? Surf freestyle in 2021 and 2 times surf slalom world champion in 22,
Yes,
23.
yes, that's it. 21, 22, and 23. I got a vice world champion in racing.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. The surf slalom, can you maybe explain what that is? Is it just like a few jibes and getting into the finish, or how does that work? How does that
Yeah,
work?
well, they just name it surf slalom, but it's basically a slalom race. It's just almost pure, slalom racing. Yeah, like the PWA used to do in windsurfing is basically it. Yeah.
But it was a couple of races all over the world, and then the best one over the whole series is world champion.
Yeah, that's it. It's a few steps, like from 3, maybe the minimum we had, 3 or 4, to 5 or 6 step during the year. So yeah, it got us to travel a little bit the world, which is nice.
So
How old are you,
2023,
Titouan,
are you doing
for
that
all these?
anymore?
Sorry?
Go ahead, God.
Yeah, so I just asked, how old are you? Like all these titles, and you seem very young.
Yeah, well, I just shaved yesterday, that's why. But I'm 27 now.
Yeah,
All right.
that is quite young. But I
Well,
mean, if I look at the kids, I have to say kids coming into
yeah,
freestyling, especially, they are so much younger than you.
yeah,
Do you
definitely.
feel old in that area
Yeah,
when you go freestyling?
oh yeah, for sure. Well, I no longer freestyle, or almost none, not freestyling anymore. But yeah, in the freestyle discipline, I'm one of the oldest, and maybe there's one or two others, but there's just a bunch of guys over 25, and they are all almost 10 years younger than us. Yeah, between 15 to 18. That's where there are the top riders like these days. Like Christopher McDonald is 18, Malo Ganole is 18. There's Axel Gerard, which live near here in Brittany. He got twice world champion. He's 16, and there's a bunch of guys, below 15 that are shredding.
So how does that make you feel?
Well, not obviously old, but I don't know. It just shows us that it's a kid's thing now, and it's no longer for guys like or like I mean from our age. It's more a young kids things, freestyling, than an old thing.
Maybe we can just getting to know you a little bit. You started with the Optimist sailing. That's what I recall from our last talk. To get into water sport, there was that sailing and then surfing. You grew up in New Caledonia, so I imagine you've been on the water basically all the time.
Yeah, I started doing sailing when I was pretty young, around 4 to 5 years old, maybe. And so yeah, I did a bit of optimist, and then I did hobby cat sailing. I did some championship, world championship on the hobby cat sailing. I did it twice, and I did it for a couple of years. Then I also on the same time I learning. My dad teach me kite surfing in 2006. By this time, we were living in Mauritius for a little while, so it was a great playground to
Nice.
learn kitesurfing. So that was 2006, almost 20 years ago now. And then kitesurfing, a little bit of competition kitesurfing, then wing foiling as the last past years. Yeah.
Are you still doing races in wing foiling?
Well, I will do again this year, yeah, for sure. There's the first stop, which is gonna be the in Le Cat in southern France, so it's very close from where I am based now. So yeah, I will show up for sure, and I will try to do my best, and I see if I do the whole tour or no, and depending also on what my sponsors wants me to do, we'll see and find an arrangement. If they want me to go to certain events, I will definitely go. And I mean, if I want to go to some events, I can propose them to go. And if they want me, if they accept and give me the budget, maybe I will go. Yeah, I will see.
That is, maybe we can get into that sponsor thing. You used to ride for F1, if that's correct, and then you changed
Yes.
to Cabrinha. How did that, or maybe you can start with your first sponsor, because I imagine you as a kid just having fun, enjoying yourself. And then how did the first sponsorship actually work? Did they approach you? Did you start going on like contests and looking for a sponsor? How did that work?
Well, at first, this was like 2013, around these days. I was still in New Caledonia and I was doing like local competition. So I just had like some small deals with local shop, and I had like 30%, maximum 40, but that's pretty much what I had. And then one year in 2000, I think 15, I did my first French championship, kite foiling. I studied a lot competing kite foiling, and then I did this. And the year after, 2016, I decided to move to France to do more events, and that's where I got my first sponsorship. So as I said, I was training mostly in New Caledonia, and there I have two really close friends to me that are much older than me, and they were really close to the F1 family, and so they introduced me into F1, and that's where I got my kind of, it was not even sponsorship, but I was getting really good deals directly from F1. So from 2016, because I've been introduced with those really nice close friends, I had a really great percentage on the gear with F1. So I was basically paying my gear cost price, which was really nice for me by this time. And then from that, I started doing competition, have had more result. F1 realized that I didn't had much money. By this time, I was living in my car, and I had no revenue at all. And then they realized, okay, I had maybe a potential, so they gave me some. They started to give me some gear or lending me some gear for the season, and then they saying, okay, he's doing great, so they're starting to give me sometimes some budget to do some world tour event, and it's all started from there. And by 2017, I signed in my first contract with them, and I had like a yearly contract with the yearly budget that I could use for traveling to event. And it all started from there. And then wing foiling also came around, and things changed a lot by this time. But yeah,
This is
that's
incredible.
why, that's how I get my first sponsors.
I can imagine when you or when you got that deal and you got budget to travel the world, that must be an incredible feeling. Like that sounds
Yeah, for
amazing.
sure. Um,
When you look back now, were you aware of what that meant, or were you just like going wherever it would take you?
can you explain a bit more the question? Sorry.
You know, just how did it make you feel when you realized you get money to travel the world and
Yeah, very
compete?
nice.
That must be
Very
a huge
nice.
difference.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the first one. Even though it was small budget, but as I said, like every step was nicer. I mean, something great. Like at first, I was getting my gear full price, or I was going on second hand market to get my gear. Then I had my first 30% off, so you're already happy. But then you got it cost price, then you're even more happy. And then you started getting gear for free, and then you started getting some budget for traveling, so it was just everything going better and better. And it was definitely feeling great to have some budget to travel and be able to compete what I want to the event I wanted to compete, and on top of that, travel the world and just meet a lot of nice people around the world. Yeah.
And
And
that's still
will you do
going
something
now
else?
with Cabrinha.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I just signed my new contract for normally 2 years now again. So, I mean, I'm traveling a bit less than the year before, but because I want to do something else also on the side, as you spoke to a bit in the beginning. But I still have a contract, and I'll try to promote the brand the most I can, and try to do what they want me to do, like to be present at some representation, some dealer meeting, some events, competition, and trying to make some images also for the brand.
And
God, I was interrupting you. Go
what's
ahead.
yeah, that's not right. What were you doing at the time? Were you like fully into foiling, or were you doing something else on the side when you got these sponsorships?
No. At first, I had nothing else on the side. Like, really, I moved from Newcal. I remember I worked for like 3 or 4 months. I earned like a couple grand of euro, and when I arrived, I bought my car. I bought a new foil, a couple kites, and then I had nothing else on my bank account, and I was just doing kite foiling event. And by this time, I don't needed much to survive. Like if I had 500 euro a month to live, I was really happy with it, you know. And I mean, I could still do it today, but I mean, things change a bit when you grow up, for sure. But by this time, I mean, it's true. I was really happy to have just a couple euros every month to live. So I was living from my budget I had. So I knew I didn't gonna spend much money for traveling to arrive to event, and then we had some prize money to on this event by this time. I remember in 2019, still this time I had no money at all. I went to, it was Dubai or Abu Dhabi, and there was high price money. Like if you got first, you were going like you were earning like $10,000 or 10,000
Wow.
euro, and you could earn till you got 15. I think the 15th place, you're getting still 1,000 euro. So I remember I was going there. I was paying this by myself because it was not a really important event for F1 for the brand, and I was going there. I remember I had like maybe 1,000 euro on my bank account, and I paid the ticket around 600, and the hotel 200 or 300, and the entry fee 50 euro. And then I was doing the competition, and then I remember I had to do at least 10 to be good. But I remember I did like fifth or something like that, and I earned 3,000 euro. And I was coming back in France, and I had 2,000 euro more. So I was really happy with it, you know. But yeah, I did some stuff like this, huh? Like I played kind of poker with myself, and so yeah.
And do you think
That's all I was doing.
yeah,
I was trying to earn a little bit of money. Also, sometimes some selling gear from F1, but they were giving me some gear, so I was selling some gear, so making a little bit of money. Yeah, by this time.
would you say
So you had to
that
you
is
had to
having
compete
to
well in order to get your ticket
yeah,
back.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It happened to me at least once for sure. I remember, like my friends were shocked. They were like, "Really? You come here, you have no money?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, I
But
know, but I
that's
mean,
a lot of pressure.
yeah, but I don't know.
Do you have
I,
your
I,
family to back you off if you need or something
y-
like that?
yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. I have my family, but they're in New Caledonia, so when you're in Dubai, they're really far. But I mean, I left my family, my Newcal, when I was 18, so I'm not super close to my family. I mean, they're always gonna be here for me if ever I needed them. But like, I think I relied on a lot on my friends also as a family. Like I knew my friends were there if I needed them. Yeah, in case.
How can how should I imagine a contract like the one you have now with Gabrinia? Is that something where you just have a meeting and you say what you need and they say what they want, and then you kind of discuss and make a contract like that? Or they come with a 10, 15 page, say, that's our deal, do you want to take it or leave it?
No. There's something really written and signed. You have to have the thing write down. It's important, yeah. In case of if someone is not happy with something, at least you have something written, you know. So
Yeah,
there's
but you
a
do
contract.
discuss it, or do they bring the contract and it is what it is and you can take it or leave it?
Well, now for this year, they offer me something and I accept it. Yeah, but when I joined Cabrina, I arrive and I ask what I wanted, and then they obviously give me an offer back that was definitely lower, and then I ask for some adjustment, and then we find a middle way, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Do
So
you need a lawyer to go over that, or just you had some contracts and you know what to look for?
no, I don't know any writer that needed a. I don't think you will need a lawyer for negotiating your contract. Maybe you will need maybe an agent. This could help. I
Okay.
never had one, but I know a few writers that had some. I never had one, and I think a lawyer you need if you're in trouble. Like if you, I don't know, if you don't, if you like you. If you did something that the company is not happy with, maybe they could put you on course, you know.
All right, but not before to look at. So what are your plans for this year, or what are their plans? What are your plans to do this year, except for the one you said before? Look at, you said, right?
Yeah. Well, I will start it with Lecat. I cannot make it to the event in Cabo Verde, which is a wave event in February, I think. Yeah, this month. But I will do, some of the free fly slalom events for sure. I will try to do one or two wave event also this year, and I also want to travel to places that I like, that I've been a lot, like Mauritius. I want to go back to my home, New Caledonia, and I hope to get some great condition there. I wish to go back to some place I like and try to make some cool footage about it. And that's pretty much my plan.
Well, let's talk about that, because now we covered you as an athlete a little bit, but when I Googled you, it said that you are a internet personality. That's the first response. And of course, you're the athlete, but you also like post a lot of content on Instagram, especially. How do you see yourself being an internet personality? How does that make you feel? Is that just what it is now, or were you confused when you saw that?
Well, I think I just realized this a couple of days ago. Like, I think it was you or someone else that showed me this. I don't know what it means actually. I think there's a lot of people that could showed as an internet person, but really, I don't know what to think about it. Like, I'm happy if internet thinks I'm a personality, but even though I don't feel I am, and I don't know much to think about it. Really, I don't
But
mind
okay,
much.
all right. Let's talk about your work as maybe a kind of content creator, because your Instagram is full of amazing things. Um, you do everything. It seems like you're downwinding, you're pump foiling, you're wave riding, kite surfing, wing foiling, and it looks like you're doing that just for fun. Is that something you do for fun, but you also need to film it, or do you do this to create content?
No, I definitely do it for fun, for sure. I always used to do it, and I'm really happy now that there's so many new disciplines. Like before, I was just doing kitesurfing, but then foiling came around, and then wing foiling, downwind, sup, pumping, so many stuffs around, and I always liked it to do a bit of everything. Even though I'm not doing really today everything, I wish, but I cannot do everything at the same time. Um, but honestly, I always liked to do it for myself, and to be a proper rider and to pretend to be paid or have budget or at least get like gear or some kind of contract with a brand. You need to give something back to a company. So obviously, to make some content is one of the main thing today in 2025 as a writer. So it's important for us as a writer to create the most nice content we can to highlight a bit the brand and the gear that the brand has to offer. And that's the reason I also try to at first make some great content, but then afterwards, like you kind of get to like it more and more, because thanks to that, like if you reach a lot of people making those nice videos, you can pretend to have maybe some new jobs offer, some collab. I mean, I'm not doing much, but I used to do some, like I had a collaboration with a watch brand, watch brand. I had with sunglasses brand, like this I got for
You're
free
allowed to
from.
name them.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I no longer have a contract with them. I no longer
All
have
right, then you
to
don't
earn
have to.
money. So if someone want to sponsor me for having some sunglasses, but I mean I've got plenty of them, which is great, and I mean it offer you new opportunities. Yeah, so it's a really interesting toy, that social medias are today for influencer and writer. And I think it's important to get used of it.
If you film one of your very exciting things, like you in crazy high waves, do you always like think about when you go into the wave, where's my camera guy, or you just enjoy the wave, or maybe you need to focus there because they're super high and you just see what comes out of it? Do you travel with a videographer or something like that? You've been around with a lot of friends when you were at the boat, so maybe they can take part of that? Or how do you organize this filming thing?
For sure, for myself alone, I never traveled with any media team, but like in part of the brand, for sure, with F1, I used to travel for some yearly shooting, and for sure, we've traveled with a lot of photographers and videographers. We did the same with Karina. Last year, we went to Fuerteventura, so that's like normal, but that's for the brand. It's to make the photo shoot for the year. But just for myself, no, I never traveled with any media personally, and I always manage to find some photographer on the spot, and or as you said, sometimes some friends can shoot you, and so it's always a bit hard at the first year. You like if you go to a new spot, it's super hard to find the photographer. But then sometime if you like the place, like I went, as I said, a few times in Mauritius, and now every time I go, I have the contact to the same photographer, and then you work. If you're happy with the job, you work with the same guy, and then you just stay in contact. But it's also an organization as a writer to, if especially if it's a new spot, to find out who was a nice photographer there that used to do some water shots. So yeah, it's kind of a small organization to do this. And you were asking if I'm focusing more on a wave or on my ride or the photographer. So it really depends. But sometimes if you're really if you're doing a specific shooting, for sure you have to focus a little bit on a photographer if you want a special image. But when it comes to like big wave and stuff, you more or less do your ride, and then normally if it's a great photographer, he will do the rest of the job. Yeah, but if it's a more close shot and a special trick or special movement, then you have to focus a bit more and think about the photographer more than about your ride. So it really depends on the kind of shots you want.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break here and see you guys later. Welcome to our first commercial break. Now, we had to take it because we had some connectivity issues. Kyle dropped out and we hope that we can bring him back. We couldn't, but we can still keep going with the show. It's just going to be Titouan from now on, and just going to be my voice, so we don't use any bandwidth. Now, as we have this commercial break, first, thank you very much for listening. It's super cool. If you like one or the other episode, share it with your friends, share it on the socials. You can also tag us so we can share it further. Now, there are a couple of ways to support a show. You can leave a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. That would be super cool. If you like it on YouTube as well. And maybe leave a comment. We were always super happy about that. We have a Patreon. you can see the link in the description below where you can support us monthly. That would be nice as well. If you're a company and you want to have one of your great products on our show, there are a couple of possibilities. www.uponfoil.com, you find different options there. Now let's get back to the show. If you stay on just at the very end, you can see our mayhem trying to reconnect, deconnect, reconnect. If you want to listen to that, just stay until the end of the show. All right, let's get back in it. We're back from the break. And Titouan, I have a question. We talked to Fuerte Julia. I don't know if you know her. She's planning a documentary about herself, and you having a pretty interesting life as well. Incredible action on the water. Have you ever thought about doing that?
Oh yes, a little bit. For sure. I think I would love to. But to be honest, like I'm not someone really well organized. Like everyone, no one is perfect, and for sure, organization is not my thing. And if people will organize a thing for me to do a documentary about myself, like if I don't know, a TV channel or a studio or whatever comes to me and want to make a documentary about me, I'll be super stoked. But I don't think I will be as motivated as like to.
All right, then people have to come to you. So if there's any listener who thinks like that would be something, then they can find you on your Instagram. Listen, Titouan, I have a question I ask everyone, because you're doing so many things, riding incredible waves, kite surfing. If you can choose the conditions, the place, you have as much time as you want, what sport are you doing or what sport would you do at the moment?
If I could choose the conditions and the sports, I think it would be surfing.
So fins.
Yeah, just pure surfing, yeah.
But is that just you don't do that much because of the people? That's what we hear often.
No, like in New Caledonia, for sure, is not because of the people, because there's not much people doing it. I mean, it's more because of it's a bit hard to get into the wave because the waves are really far from the shore. It's almost 1 hour by boat.
Oh wow!
So if it's quite of a mission to get there, and that's the reason maybe I'm not doing that much surf. But I mean, when I do it and when the condition line is perfect and there's not much people at the peak, for sure, it's something that I love, and I think a lot of my friends think the same I do. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people would love to go surfing, but it's difficult due to different things. When you live in Brittany at the moment, right?
Yeah.
You're training to become a pilot. How did that start? Was that always something you wanted to do?
I don't know, but like since I'm a kid, I always used to do like some paper plane, and I was doing a lot of remote control planes and glider when I was a kid, and I mean more recently too. So I was always been into like small thing flying, and doing this, I got to meet some paragliders pilot, and then I started doing paragliders, and I did a lot of paragliding, and then I did when I moved to France, I did my private pilot license, and I also have a gliding pilot license. I fly gliders a lot. I love it, and it was a bit kind of normal to me, like to one day become a pilot. So yeah, it's been a while that I wanted to become a pilot after my sport career, and I think it's a really nice job and something I always wanted to do. So yeah, that's the reason I'm getting into this.
Is there, I can imagine some similarities between kiting and paragliding.
Definitely. Yeah.
Are there similarities to flying as well? Can you use your knowledge on the water to fly?
For sure. Kitesurfing is close to paragliding for sure. And because I was a lot doing, hydrofoiling on a kite or a wing or whatever, like hydrofoil works exactly the same as a plane or a glider. So there's a lot of knowledge that can be linked, and there's a lot going together. Yeah.
But do you have a lot of time to still do your sports while being a pilot student? Does it take a lot of time?
Honestly, no, not so much. Like I'm going to school maybe 3 or 4 hours a day maximum. like 5 days a week. And yeah, for example, today I am surfing here, but now I'm not going much in the water because it's freaking cold in France, and it's hard for me coming from an island to go in the water, and I really struggle with this. Really, it's so hard for me, yeah, to get in the water and to go into like sometimes not the best condition ever, especially when you're used to warm weather, warm water, and great yeah, spots.
So how long do you have left to become a pilot? As soon as you're a pilot, are you gonna go back to the warmer climate?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it will be warmer also in France since this time, but I need like a 2 month and a half, maybe, if I'm good. 2 month, 2 month and a half normally. So not long. And then after that, I might be traveling from France for sure, and I will spend some time in France and traveling from there. And but I will definitely travel to some warmer places. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. I mean, if I listen to your life, it really sounds like the perfect life. Is there anything you think like, well, it's not as good as it seems, or you make it look maybe?
Um, well, not today because now I'm, as I said, traveling less. But every time, like a lot of people told me, yeah, you have an incredible life. Travel always is super nice. Talali talala. But then when you're really traveling so often and never home anytime, it's super hard to. It's not nice. Like you basically live in your suitcase, you know. Like you
Yeah.
never a place for more than 2 weeks. You have all your toiletries, a toothbrush and stuff, and with you, you always travel. You never set to a place. It's you never have time to wash your clothes and stuff. And sometimes is also nice to sit down to a place and spend some months. So that's why I was trying every year to go at least to New Caledonia for a month or two, and it was always a greatest time of the year because I was just sat down and I didn't want to travel anytime. So sometimes it's a bit hard to travel in your suitcase and also be far from your family or close friend from a while. That could be one of the bad part of traveling so much.
Yeah, that
But
makes a lot of
but
sense.
but but I'm really sure the day I will be set down, and I'm not sure if I will be one day. And I mean, the day I will be more like set down at a place, I will miss this time for sure. So yeah, it's all about compromise as always.
Yeah, of course. All right, Tituan, we're gonna wrap it up. Is there anything else you want to tell the world?
Not really. Probably, yeah. I always followed my heart, and it brought me here. And yeah, I'm happy of where I am today. And if I had to change things about my past, I will never change anything. And yeah, that could be because I always followed what I wanted to do. And yeah, if some people feel the same, they should also follow them thought.
Thank you very much for these kind words. All that's left for me is to tell you or the listeners who's going to be on the next episode, and it's going to be Benjamin Frion. Benjamin Frion, the scooter guy. You've probably seen him at the port as well. You've
Yeah.
probably seen him online. He's on his scooter on snow, on the water, on the roads, of course, and in the half pipe. He's doing everything on a scooter, and I'm looking forward to talking to him and getting to know him a little bit more and his fascination for the scooter. Have you been on the scooter before?
Never. No, 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 never, never. I could have tried in Düsseldorf and I didn't. I just saw a video. Maybe it was him, being on the scooter, yeah, foiling scooter, on into the ice. It was probably him, like probably
Yeah, 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 yeah.
in
Crazy.
Switzerland somewhere on a lake. It was him.
Yeah, it was him. And
Okay,
if we talked about the cold weather, you get in the cold water. Yeah, he's on a whole other level.
for sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Tituan, thank you very much for coming on the show. And I hope that we meet each other some other time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Matt, and nice to meet you, Gal. And yeah, see you next time.
Thank you, Tituan. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
and we're just gonna have to get out and get in again because Guile keeps popping out and he can see you, but he cannot hear you. So I'm just gonna send you another link. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, awesome, good. Later.
See you. J'ai une pause de 3 minutes. Mais. Ah ouais? Oui, je peux mettre du chauffage? Non, pas du chauffage, non. Non, t'es fou, ça va. Moi, j'ai pas froid. Hein.
Ah, mais je veux bien te récupérer ma veste.
Ah oui. Ah putain, t'as pas d'USB-C?
Ah si? Ah non?
Ah non. Putain, faut que je
T'as
mette...
plus de batterie?
Faut que je mette économie d'énergie, là.
Oh.
J'ai 10%.
Ça dure combien de temps ton truc?
Je sais pas, encore 20 minutes, je pense. Yeah, I hope it worked.
We're back from our break.
And we're back.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Reconnecting. It's probably a connection issue, huh?
Yeah, it's probably me.
All right.
I don't know.
That's fine. It's fine. We're gonna keep it short. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, we're back from. No, we're not.
Like I'm gonna try some.
Good. Yeah, maybe we should all do it the other way around.
I'm sorry,
It's like
guys.
freestyle tricks.
Yeah. Can you hear me well?
No worries, man.
Can you hear me?
Did it start raining or a lot of clouds so you don't have a good connection anymore?
Matt, what if we like just remove his video? Like we tell Titouan to just shut the video down, and we stick to the audio for the end of the call.
That's great idea. Yeah.
So at least we can finish it out because the video is over. Really.
Okay. I write him. Si tu peux. Yeah, because when we did that with Zeno, I thought it'd be terrible, but it actually, the views until the people listening was actually quite okay. So it really doesn't matter that much.
At the end of the day, for this length, I think that's really, probably nobody is really watching what's happening on the screen.
I can imagine, well, I'm actually super excited how ballots will go and will do.
Yeah, that's true.
That should be pretty much. I used quite a lot. I think of B-roll plus with the balance board thing.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
For sure.
So we're still recording, huh?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Is Titouan you or is it me?
Do you mean?
Let me check.
Can you guys hear me?
You know, are you gonna upload him or?
I don't know.
Matt, you can hear me well or no?
Oh no, it's me.
Yes. I feel sorry. I feel bad because it's kind of my fault at some point.
No worries, man. You have Rich though. Rich is gonna be difficult to find some B-roll, I think, but. The super old foil he said, that was awesome.
That's insane. All these people that we were interviewing started foiling
Can you hear me?
2017,
yes.
2018.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right.
You can. You can see
awesome.
me?
I can't see him. Can you hear me?
No, we can't see you. But if you're just in with audio, that's fine. We just do like 10 minutes. To finish it up like that.
Yeah, I can hear you and I see both of you guys.
Matt, can you hear me? Because I can't see.
Perfect. No, we can't see him. But I told him to stop the video so we can continue like that.
Okay.
but I can't see
All right,
or
we're
hear
back.
Titouan.
Oh, you can't hear him too. Well, I
Yeah.
can. So maybe it's
Yeah,
your
that's fine.
issue.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
my issue. Just finish it off, guys, and I will just
I
stare at
I cannot see Gael as well.
Matt.
All
That's
right.
fine.
All right. Good. All right. We're back from the. All right. We're back from the break, and we're going to continue. And I have a question because we talked to Fuerte Julia. I don't know if you know her or you've seen some of her videos. She was the boat as well, and she said that she's going to do like a documentary about herself. And I thought, yeah, such an interesting life, athlete, traveling the world, amazing images. Have you ever thought about doing something like that?
Who are you talking about? Sorry. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, I can't hear you.
Fuck.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, non, non, c'est bon, c'est bon. Maintenant, c'est bon. Tu
You
m'entends?
hear me? Oui. Yes, I hear
Tu sais
you
quoi?
well.
I'm gonna stop my. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Gotta stop his camera.
Fuck.
I can stop mine as well. I'm gonna stop mine. Can you hear me? Maybe better now.
Yeah, I hear you well.
All right. We're gonna try to finish it up as quickly as possible then, okay?
So can you hear me well?
Oh, I can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me well, Matt?
All right, you know what? What we're gonna do, we're gonna finish it up
Can you-
some other time.
Can you hear me well, Matt?
Yeah,
Because-
and if he
Now,
can't,
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, let's try to finish it up right now because I think it's easier than to schedule a new appointment.